Hey, what's up, wrestling fans? My name is Big Joe Yarbrough, wrestling's biggest fan by at least 60 pounds, and I'm here with my soul survivor,
Dylan Pack, and today on the DGenerationXL podcast, we're going to be breaking down the Survivor Series card. It was a great show. They put on a lot of great matches, a little bit of the questionable end, but we'll get into all of that and more on today's podcast.
Absolutely, we're going to grade and rate the matches and go over where we think WWE is going to go from there. All this and more on the DGenerationXL podcast, where we bring you all things wrestling
All around the world.
Break it down. Degenerate into something fool. We just got tired of doing what you told us to do. That's a break, boy. Yeah, that's a break, little man. Break it down.
And we're back. Your local Huskers, the pig boy here. We were eating a little late. So overall, did Survivor Series go anything like you planned, Dylan?
Nothing like I thought. Nothing like I thought.
Did it meet any expectations from War Games?
You know what? I think I really did enjoy this pay-per-view. I enjoyed a lot of the matches on it. I enjoyed a lot of the storylines kind of being put out into the Survivor Series. They carried on, is what I'm trying to say. The storylines carried on in this Survivor Series. So yeah, it did meet expectations for me. I think it was a really good pay-per-view. I don't necessarily know if it was better than War Games.
I 100% don't think it was better than War Games.
The only reason I don't think it was better than War Games is because of the ending.
Really?
Yeah.
I think there's more that I have. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
Take
First
some of
up,
the match card.
we had the pre-show. The pre-show started 2 hours before the pay-per-view was supposed to start.
2 hours. We were at sushi.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, let's get home so we're an hour early. And all of a sudden we get the notifications while we're in our car. Like, the kickoff has started. And we're like, what? It's 2.
Which is crazy because usually WWE pay-per-views go until 8 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. And we ended kind of early today. We ended at 7 o'clock, 7:30.
7:30.
Which is nice. I'm not complaining at all. But first up on the pre-show, we had the Raw Tag Team Champions, the Viking Raiders, going up against the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler, against the NXT Tag Team Champions, Undisputed Era.
No, Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler are not. It's
I'm just kidding. New Day. Jesus Christ. Sorry,
They
dude.
won the pre-show things. Because remember, they had like the Battle Royal, they had the Cruiserweight.
No, that was the kickoff to the actual pay-per-view.
Was what?
The Battle Royal.
No, that was on the pre-show. The kickoff was the women's.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, I'm telling you. They might have it wrong. Whatever.
They might have it wrong. Anyway, so we had,
Day.
Undisputed Era, New Day, and Viking Raiders. This was a really good match, a good tag team match. It was kind of just average for me, I think. I kind of was predicting the Viking Raiders to win, which they did, which they should have won. They deserve to keep winning. But overall, a good match. I probably give this match a B. So overall, a really good match. What do you think?
I gave it a C-.
Really?
Yeah, I thought New Day brought nothing to the table. They didn't even let them do any like comedic-esque spots. Like Biggie didn't do a big splash. I didn't see even a purpose for Kofi there. There's a World Heavyweight Champion, and what spots do you remember that Kofi pulled? Other than he Trouble in Paradise, the post.
Kicking the hell out of both members on the apron.
And also, I thought, I'm glad it didn't end up this way, but it set a tone that NXT was going to look like jobbers. Because
Yeah, that scared me.
There was very little offense from a very... I know this is also a personal opinion, but it's not because, like, I'm a huge mark for them. But Kyle O'Reilly has probably one of the most diverse and best movesets in the WWE. And you're not going to let them showcase it. And it made no sense because, like, yeah, the Viking Raiders are big. Yeah, Big E's big, but Kofi's not. And you make Kofi feel like he's some big guy. And it's like these guys have been taking out way bigger dudes and handle their own. And I personally just thought if anyone is going to win, don't let the NXT women win. and just have Undisputed Era sweep the board, because then it didn't make sense later on the pay-per-view when Roderick Strong wins, Adam Cole wins, but Kyle O'Reilly and them celebrate at the end, but we lost. Like, that doesn't make any sense, and it makes them look like it makes it even worse that they took the pin.
It's one of those things though, like you can't really let the Viking Raiders lose.
That's fine, but
I
also
guess they could have pinned the New Day.
they could have pinned the New Day, and the New Day's not going to suffer from that. No one's
Not
going to
at
be
all.
like, oh my gosh,
They
the
lost
Viking.
at Survivor Series.
Yeah, no, because Viking Raiders, what makes it worse is the Viking Raiders gave up the NXT tag titles.
Yeah.
So now you're just making it seem like we just moved on to greener pastures. Not a good look for a third brand.
Yeah.
So I gave it a C- because you could have had way cooler spots. Like, I'm thinking you could have had Bobby Fish or, Kyle O'Reilly giving a triangle choke to Ivar while Eric was locked up in a knee bar from Bobby Fish. And while he's in a triangle, Ivar lifts him up and just bulldozes him in to break up the double submission. And you don't. And, like, again, what the hell did New Day do?
I don't know. I don't know what they did.
So I gave it a C- personally.
I don't know.
That's
I think that because even going back to taking the pin wouldn't make New Day look weak. I don't think that this pin made the Undisputed Era look weak at all.
I thought it did with how much they did get to showcase.
Yeah, I guess.
That was good. I gave it C-. And then Raw goes up.
Yeah, Raw's up 1-0-0. Next up, we had
Technically, they counted the pre-show, so it was like ones all around the board from that.
yeah.
Because like Angel Garza and then the Battle Royal that nobody knew about.
Yeah, it was some
And you got a
weird
cup.
tag team. Did they?
They got a cup that looked just like the best in the world, but it wasn't the best in the world. It was just like tag team cup.
Survivor Series Tag Team Cup.
Yeah.
Next up, we had a triple threat match. We had Leo Rush, the NXT Cruiserweight Champion, replaced the next two wrestlers replaced Angel Garza, who actually went out with an injury, and we found out
guess it
right before
wasn't an
Survivor
injury.
Series. No.
I was watching back the pre-show. He was back there, and Leo Rush just slapped him after NXT.
Tight.
And it's just like, I guess he's out from that or whatever, but
Knocked him out, I guess.
I don't know.
Anyway, so Angel Garza was replaced by Akira Tozawa and Kalisto. These dudes put on a great match. 205 Live wrestlers pretty much always put on great matches. Kalisto kind of impressed me in this one. I haven't seen him wrestle in a long time. He did some cool spots. Overall, it was a good match. Probably give someone a C+.
I give it a C+, exactly.
Yeah. Leo Rush goes
The
over.
man of the hour is what makes me give it a C+.
Yeah, with the final hour.
You came to collect, dude.
So Leo Rush goes over here, retains his NXT championship, and I guess that counts as an NXT win.
Yeah, so they get that. That's why they get their one.
Yeah, so NXT gets the one from the pre-show there. And then obviously we had the Battle Royal, the tag team Battle Royal. Let's see if I can get all the names right in here.
We had Forgotten Sons. We had the club. We had
Breezango.
Lucha House Party. We had Imperium. Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel. We had the Grateful, Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins.
That's right.
We had who else did we? We had the Revival.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, and we had Lucha House Party. Lindsay Dorado and
Grand Metalik.
Grand Metalik.
Yeah, this was.
And Ziggler and Bobby Roode, who eventually went over.
Yeah, they went over on this match. This
And
was
Street
kind
Profits.
and Street Profits. Yeah, they lost.
They were the final.
Yeah, this is actually a kind of a BS match for me. It's just kind of a filler. I don't think you needed.
Gave
Think
it a
you needed
C-.
it. Yeah,
Because I called it. I said, what they're doing is because where the score was at, and I'm like, oh, they need to give SmackDown a win right now to go in even. So I was like, oh, Ziggler and Roode are winning. You're like, no, Street Profits are way more over. Then I was like, there it is.
Yeah, it was a pointless match in my opinion. They shouldn't have been there. Nobody knew about it. They kind of just threw it on the show.
They also
And-
didn't even go for the cup after they won.
No,
They didn't even like go and pose by it. They were just like, we won.
yeah, it was dumb. Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode go over, and this starts off our Survivor Series 2019.
And the women kick it off. And I thought it was a great kickoff.
A perfect kickoff. We had Team Raw,
led
which
by my
was
queen.
Charlotte Flair, Natalya, Sarah Logan, and the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, the Kabuki Warriors.
The Blue Cocky Brawlers.
That's right, always. Against Team SmackDown, which was Sasha Banks as the captain, Carmella, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans and Nikki Cross. Naughty Nikki. Why do they keep calling her that?
I don't know why they're doing that.
It's awful.
Team NXT was announced on Facebook Live.
Yeah, which is kind of bummed me out
Why?
because Rhea Ripley, Candice LeRae, Bianca Belair, Io Shirai,
Toni Storm.
and Toni Storm wasn't a part of it. But the other 4 women were just in a War Games match the night before, hating each other, absolutely hating each other. And now you want to just be friends on a team? Like, I don't understand. There was no there was no even tension or anything between the women. So it kind of bummed me out.
Yeah, I think though the issue wasn't so much that, I mean, in the storyline, that makes sense because we saw the cracks in the main roster more.
Yeah.
But it could just be an ego thing. But the whole reason for War Games was the fact that Bianca and what's her name? Bianca and Io wanted title shots over Rhea. And
Yeah.
Rhea was proving that over. Then that blew into the Candice trying to get Io's revenge. So I could see why maybe I expected more of like Io and them to kind of have some issues. I get that, but I thought my first thought was, how is NXT's team so stacked? And you get like a good start with Raw, like, oh, here's Charlotte, here's the Kabuki Warriors, and Natalya and Sarah Logan.
SmackDown was just a bunch of jobbers.
It was just like
Sasha Banks and a bunch of jobbers.
It was Sasha Banks, and you're like, oh yeah, that girl that other Charlotte, and then Dana Brooke. And you're like, okay, I don't even know what her gimmick is anymore.
I don't
Is she
know.
still worldwide? I don't know.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah.
And then you get, I don't know how even Nikki got. I know how she got on there. But I'm like, okay, dude, like is what's up with Alexa Bliss?
Oh, and Lacey Evans too.
That's the other Charlotte.
Yeah.
The wannabe Charlotte.
Jeez. Anyway, this women's match I thought was great. Like you said, NXT's team was stacked to the brim. Storylines aside, this team just looked unstoppable. And about halfway through the match, we had a spot on the outside where Io Shirai and Candice LeRae were actually injured, and they were walked off to the back. It's a work. Yeah. They were walked off to the back, and all of a sudden, it was 5-on-5 on 3.
Yep.
And wow, way to put NXT in the hole to start this show. And I was like, damn.
They're going to do us like that.
Yeah, they're really going to squash NXT. But no, sir. We had NXT fight from behind.
And then come up ahead.
And come up ahead to win this one. Rhea Ripley was the final survivor of the
Technically
NXT.
not. They said she wasn't.
Oh,
I thought she was the sole
true.
survivor because Io and Candice never got eliminated. Michael Cole said they never were eliminated, which I'm not a mathematician. I'm not a natural scientist. I don't study quantum physics. But I'm pretty sure they were back there for longer than a 10 count.
Yeah, there was a... Okay.
We'll get to that. But then again, though, technically, they weren't the legal people.
Exactly, no. So
So they were
that's
fine.
different.
They're fine. So anyway, they go over. I liked this because, man, Rhea Ripley looked so strong, and there was a lot of shocks and turns. It was good.
She's the hottest thing on NXT right now.
She's just the hottest
Which
thing
is
in
wild.
Yeah.
Is wild. The women are so much better right now than the men.
Absolutely. And it was a good match. I gave it a B. Solid.
Yeah, a B for sure. It was a solid match. The right team went over. I was scared that NXT wasn't going to win anything in this pay-per-view, but they ended up going over on this one with a finish from Rhea Ripley. Wow. Great match. Next up, we had... oh, this is so out of order. Why did I do this to myself?
Yeah.
We had... Oh, was it the triple threat between the middle belts?
It was the mid-Carters.
So we had AJ Styles, who is the United States champion, going up against Intercontinental champion with his new belt, Shinsuke Nakamura, going up against the NXT United States champion, or North American champion, Roderick Strong.
Yep.
This was kind of a dream match of sorts. And
You got Mr. Cardio Roddy going up against AJ and Shinsuke, which this was going to be great, and it delivered. It was good.
This match it got an A for me. They really put on a show here. And wow, to my surprise, Roderick Strong actually went over here.
Really, to your surprise?
To my surprise.
I thought for sure Roderick
I
was
could have
going over.
swore that AJ Styles was going to take this one.
I was stoked. I gave this one an A-. Roderick was able to showcase a little bit. I think he should have showed more of why he's the Messiah of the backbreaker.
Yeah.
And he did some great spots. One of my favorite spots was AJ trying to get the Styles Clash in, and just Roddy just kicking him in the back of the head.
Yeah.
And the sell was great. But the whole phenomenal forearm to tossing out AJ and covering Nakamura, great way. That's how you book it. You know,
Yes.
you keep both of them looking strong, and he walks out with the belt and the win for NXT. A crucial win to get them up like 3-1.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Yeah, now NXT's up 3-1-1.
Yep.
And like I said, man, I was blown away. Up to this point in the pay-per-view, I was thoroughly entertained.
100%. Super entertaining. I can't wait to see what happens next.
We had up next the NXT Championship match.
We had oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh
So
my gosh.
We had
This was an A+ from me.
yes, this match absolutely I think was the match of the night.
100% the match, and I think a lot of fans out there I think slept on this match, one, and two, man, it really showed NXT is not only a third brand that's equal, but I really think it showed we're a little superior.
Yeah.
You know-
And wrestling wise, they're superior.
The character development of Adam Cole, the brutality of Pete Dunne, the spots, and the fact that Adam Cole died yesterday and
Don't
is
even get me
back
started
here
on
and
that.
putting on a 5-star match. Oh, what was your favorite spot?
My favorite, the ending. It had to have been the ending, where we had Pete Dunne setting up Adam Cole for a bitter end, pulls him up from the pump handle slam. I don't know how. Adam Cole flips over in the middle of getting flipped and turns it into a Panama Sunrise on Pete Dunne.
And then right to the last shot.
And that was right to the last shot. It was insane. I have never seen anything like that.
That was a pretty good spot, but looking back, I still can't forget the first thought that came to my mind was Pete Dunne running to the corner and go to do his backflip, and Adam Cole scouted the
Oh,
second
yep.
time and super kicking him in the head upside down.
That was so cool.
I love
That's a
that.
great spot.
It's a great spot, and it's an Adam Cole Ricochet original, but this was a great spot. Match of the night, A+ for me.
Those guys both deserve it. I think it really put Pete Dunne back on the map here because he's been in a feud with Damian Priest and Killian Dane. He won his title shot, didn't end up going, didn't end
Can't
up
wait to see
winning.
where they go.
But Pete Dunne, man, he's a top guy in NXT. Yeah. Next up, we had the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, versus Daniel Bryan for the Universal title.
Happy. I was so happy.
You're happy, dude? I'm tired. I am so tired of the red light. I can't do it anymore. I cannot do it. Just stop. It's pointless. It's so pointless.
I like the red
Give me a
light.
point. Here's my beef. If you're gonna have a red light like that, give me some sort of reason that you have a red light. Give me something in the storyline as to why there's a damn red light. It's so random.
I mean, there could be tons of ways, but I think the best part about it is eventually there's so much you can do with it. It's just more that he's in control of the whole situation.
I guess.
There's no, and I think it's cool because it builds up like for him to take someone on and someone controls the lights right back. He has the red lights, and then someone else comes in there. Like even like if it's a gimmicky wrestlers, can you imagine him in the ring there and he's got red lights on and he goes up against the Velveteen and Velveteen snaps his fingers and the lights are regular? You're just like, oh, that's kind of cool, you know?
Yeah, but that's not gonna happen.
You don't know. Like there's like that's the thing is it opens up the opportunity for. It just shows more he's in control of the whole thing, and it's more like I like it because it takes it away from wrestling for a second, and it's like I'm watching a horror movie.
I guess. I don't know. I'm just not a fan. I wish they would tell me more about why the damn lights are red. I need to be fed information.
I'm not looking forward to going to WrestleMania and watching it live.
That's what I'm saying.
But on TV, it looks sick.
I don't think so. Anyway, it was a great match in the red light. Daniel Bryan put on a show. We got the yes back. He did actually get to do it. I hope that it stays. That's why I wore my shirt. I wanted to hear it. I got it. I'm back on the Daniel Bryan train. But he did end up losing, obviously.
That's right. That's why I'm wearing my Hustle the Pig Boy shirt. Yes.
This really showcased how unbeatable the Fiend is right now.
He took like 20 successful yes kick combinations and no sold all of them.
Yeah, just stood right back up. Took Daniel Bryan's running knee finisher, kicked out in two, got up, ended the match with a mandible claw. I mean, it's
A very good one. I liked it. He ran at him and in midair snatched him and slammed him to the ground. And I love that they didn't even check if he was unconscious. He was obviously out, and then they counted the pin.
yeah.
And just stood there mounted up. This is a solid B for me.
Yes, this was a very good match. Like I said, Bray Wyatt obviously goes over as the Fiend. The right call. Just keep this guy strong going into forever. Just never have him lose ever. I'm down for him to be the Universal
Who do
title.
you have him going against?
Next?
Who do you have him going against?
Like Royal Rumble? I think that the Miz Daniel Bryan are going to be fighting next. I think they're finally going to let that feud boil, like go from here until WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And Bray Wyatt, I don't know who he would even. I think they should give him some time off. Give him a couple weeks, have him come back and start up a new feud somewhere. I mean, he could literally feud with anybody at this point, and I would be down.
Really? Anybody? Apollo Crews.
I mean, if it's a squash match, sure.
I don't know. I think the next person I want to see him feud with, it's got to be, for me, it's got to be a Lesnar.
No, they're on different shows. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that.
I want to see him. I like that he's not confined to one show because really on SmackDown, there's really no Roman Reigns. Like,
I get it, but I don't. They just got rid of the wild card rule. I do not want to see SmackDown people on Raw. I'm done seeing NXT people on the main roster shows. I'm over that. I'm ready to go back to the 3 brands and stick to the brands.
Build it up to a Mania thing. I kind of hope he just gets rid of the belt.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I see. So if they weren't the title holders, I would be okay with it. But now you're taking both titles out of the spotlight at WrestleMania.
I'm not super opposed to it because I don't want to sit for 8 hours again, dude.
We're gonna sit for 8 hours anyway.
How did they do that? Damn it.
So
next thing.
be prepared. WrestleMania will be 8 hours confirmed. Next up, we had the Men's Survivor Series match, which was a shock to me. I get it. You want to put other matches on last, but this is literally the pay-per-view Survivor Series.
Put it on last.
I feel like the 5-man elimination tag team matches should go on last.
Yeah.
But obviously WWE doesn't care about their wrestling gimmicks, their event gimmicks. So we had Team Raw, which consisted of the captain Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, who we actually got a backstage segment with.
A fire one from him.
Yeah. Seth Rollins was kind of questioning his loyalty to Raw because he showed up on NXT War Games last night. And Kevin Owens goes, "Do I have to remind you about your past, Seth Rollins?" And puts his fist like he's going to do the shield thing. And Kevin Owens is always great. So we have the team captain, Seth Rollins. We have Kevin Owens. We have Drew McIntyre, Ricochet. We have Ricochet and Randy Orton, which is a stacked freaking team.
Yeah, really stacked. Surprised they weren't even in the finals.
Yeah, not even in the finals. Next up, we have Team SmackDown with Roman Reigns, the captain, King Corbin, Braun Strowman, Mustafa Ali, and Shorty G. Kind of just the run-of-the-mill scraps from SmackDown.
Yeah.
Versus Team NXT, which was Tommaso Ciampa, Keith Lee, Matt Riddle, Damian Priest, and the WWE United Kingdom champion, Walter.
Who got pops?
Pop, dude. People were loving
That was
Walter.
the loudest I heard the whole night of anyone. It was just the Walter. And man, this match, what did you give this match?
This match was just so average. I think it was probably a C+B match.
I gave it a C-.
Yeah?
Part of the reason was, what was the point of the Kevin Owens thing? He was eliminated so early.
I agree.
2, Walter is obviously the most over thing. Referees have a mic and have a radio and an earpiece. Someone should be hearing that and going, hey, let's have Ali take the first fall, not Walter.
Yeah.
And it's like, you put the NXT UK champion out there to get pinned in the first fall by Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I see the storyline, again, booking on this pay-per-view, on this match especially. I didn't really agree with either. Walter taking the first pin was the crowd let him know it was BS. They were chanting bullshit.
And also, everyone that took a chop no-sold it.
Also true.
Not okay. The whole gimmick of Walter that's like his niche is no one wants a chop from Walter.
No.
And Braun Strowman no-sold it. You had Drew McIntyre no-sell it and chop back.
Yeah.
What was the freaking point? That was really bad. You had Kevin Owens get eliminated like right after that.
Yeah.
Made no sense. Randy Orton gets eliminated by Matt Riddle.
Which is cool.
Which is cool. And then Randy Orton decides, oh, that wasn't cool, so I'm going to RKO him, and then he gets eliminated right after.
Yeah. But if you notice, that kind of stuff always happens at a Survivor Series. We always get a lot of roll-up pins. We always get like screwy finishes. But, I mean, it's hard because last night we actually watched the Survivor Series from 2014 where Dolph was the sole survivor up against 3 other people.
And that was done so perfectly.
And that storytelling was fantastic.
And there wasn't wonky things. Like, it was like, oh my God, he rolled him up. Oh my gosh, he got a zigzag. Oh, it was like these last minute
It all
things.
made sense, though.
And it all made sense in the booking. And you got the turn from the Big Show. Like, this one was weird. Like, Roman Reigns just let Tommaso pin Corbin.
Yeah, like, there's no brand loyalty there at that point.
Yeah, that was super stupid. Then you have, like...
I hope that they do something about that on SmackDown. Like, I know there's not really an authority, but I hope that, like, I don't know, Shane McMahon comes.
Yeah, it
He
makes
can't,
no sense. Like, I don't know how Shorty G's not the first one taking a fall, or like Ali. Then you have like Kevin Owens doesn't do anything. What was
Not
the
a
whole point of
thing.
the backstage segment? You should have kept him in the finals, and it should have been him and Seth versus like Ciampa and Roman Reigns, and would have been really great is if you would have had Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens shield powerbomb Roman Reigns through a table.
Yeah.
Great pop. They come in there. Roman Reigns gets a Superman punch on Owens, and it's just like he goes away for a bit. Somehow Seth sneaks up a win on Roman. I don't think Roman should have been in the last part. Like,
No.
it should have been Seth and Tommaso. And if you would have had Kevin, I would have had Kevin come out and stunner Seth.
Okay, so I have some beefs with this match.
Oh my gosh, the rules.
First of all, people gripe on AEW for not having their rules down. WWE really messed up this day.
100%.
This match was awful. This match was
Rule-wise.
awful rule-wise.
So lenient.
First of all, triple threat matches are what?
No DQ.
No disqualifications,
Yep.
no countouts.
Yep.
What happens? Braun Strowman gets counted out.
Yeah,
Okay.
which they've done in the past. They did that in the 2014. Rusev got counted out to protect him.
But the thing
Not
is, that
getting
was 2-on-2. That was 5-on-5.
That's
so
true.
it's 1-on-1.
You're right. You're right.
So that match rules were normal.
Yep.
Okay? We're dealing with the triple threat, which is no DQ, no countouts. Braun Strowman gets counted out. Why? Why are we changing the rules?
Yeah, the only difference is I guess their argument was all three of the legal men were outside of the ring, but even then,
It doesn't matter.
triple threat match shouldn't happen. And even then, okay, are we counting out every time someone's out of the ring?
Exactly. So as soon as Braun Strowman gets counted out, I'm like, okay, so we're doing countouts. Just kidding. No, we're not. Because every time that Roman Reigns was the legal man, he was just chilling outside.
Yeah, chilling outside the ring for 2
Minutes.
to 3,
Minutes.
Yeah, 2 to 3 eliminations, and then he just like rolls up in there like I'm the big dog.
Yeah, I don't understand. The referee literally looked at him multiple times. You could see the ref looking at Roman Reigns.
Yeah, no
not counting. But you just counted out Braun Strowman. I don't understand. This really pissed me off.
Yeah, it's a terrible story. It's like I hate that people give like crap for AEW, like, oh, they didn't pin a legal man. It's like, okay, there's also ways you could write it a little bit where it's like, oh, it was a blind tag. They didn't see that person was a legal man. Referee messed up. This is one guy got eliminated in a very high stakes matchup. And then another guy on the same team does the same thing, and it's like, it's all right.
No, it's all right. It's Roman Reigns. He can stay outside for as long as he wants.
Terrible.
Bull crap. This match was a D for me.
Yep.
I hated it. I hated every minute of
I
it.
gave it a C minus because I did like some spots.
The spots are cool.
It made Keith Lee look good too.
Keith Lee looked fantastic. That is a very good positive out of this match, but the rules just pissed me off today. Next up, we had the no holds barred, no disqualification match between Rey Mysterio, the challenger,
And the reigning, defending WWE World Heavyweight Champion and Dominic Destroyer, Brock Lesnar.
I don't know, dude. Paul Heyman did it in Spanish today, so if you would please.
Don't know.
This was a good match. It is what it is. Rey Mysterio immediately goes out of the ring, grabs his lead pipe, goes back in. Brock Lesnar steals the pipe, starts beating down Rey Mysterio. The match goes on. We get a Dominic run-in, then followed by a double 619 from Dominic. Oh no! First of all, Dominic had the white towel. He was going to throw in the towel for Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio comes up from behind.
Remember, I told you I had a hot take. I thought Dominic was going to turn on his dad.
Yeah, never. Not after he won his custody from Eddie Guerrero.
I don't know.
No way. So Dominic's distracting Brock Lesnar. Rey Mysterio comes up behind Brock Lesnar, gives him the low blow. So now Brock Lesnar's attention is on Rey Mysterio. Then gets a low blow from Dominic. If Matt Riddle does a low blow, it's the low bro.
I know. A low bro.
So Dominic gets a low blow on Brock Lesnar, followed by a trip up into the ropes, a double 619. Then we have Dominic going up to the top rope for a very ugly attempt at a frog splash.
Yeah, that was a very spazzy splash.
Followed by, I mean, at least he did it. I mean, the dude's getting there, I guess.
Yeah, he did it in Yeezys.
He did it in Yeezys. Then we had Rey Mysterio go up to the top rope, do the correct version of the frog splash. Rey Mysterio pins Brock Lesnar, 1-2, kicks out. And
They both pit him.
oh, they were both on top of
stacked
him.
up on him, and you guys were all popping, and I'm sitting there in the back going, "Not my Lesnar."
Not my Lesnar. Kicks out at 2. And
Probably won. He just felt bad for him.
that's true.
He could have done that.
Yeah, he could have done that one. After this, Brock Lesnar wrecks Dominic.
suplex him into oblivion.
Rey Mysterio goes up onto the top rope, jumps off. Brock Lesnar catches him. 1 F5, 1, 2, 3. Brock Lesnar is still
Your reigning, defending WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
I really wanted Rey Mysterio to win today.
No, you didn't.
I really wanted Rey Mysterio to win.
Where is he
today.
going to go after that?
I don't care.
Exactly, because you don't care about wrestling.
I love
care
wrestling.
Let me tell you about. You know what would have happened if Rey Mysterio would have got the belt? You give it a week before you're bored of it,
Nah.
and then I'm gonna give you not a rumor, but a spoiler. Give it a week. Brock Lesnar comes back, squashes him in 3 seconds,
Nah, then
and him
no.
and Kofi could start a freaking
No.
faction called the 3 second
If
Club.
Rey Mysterio wins, then on next time you're on Raw, you have Brock Lesnar come out saying he quits Raw, he's going back to SmackDown, and he can feud with the Fiend.
He wouldn't want any of that though.
Before we went on air, you just said you wanted the Fiend and Brock Lesnar to feud.
Yeah, I want the Fiend to come after Brock Lesnar, but that doesn't mean that the Fiend's going to be able to handle that because he goes after people. He's
Okay.
never going after a beast.
So we had the main event, which was the women, which disappointed me.
I gave it a D.
This match really disappointed me.
This was the best way I could describe this. If you gave me like one, describe this main event in 3 words.
Boring. 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 What about you?
I would say confused.
Good one. Great word. I love that one.
That's what I'd go
Yeah,
for.
this match, in my opinion, was awful. Why did it? First of
This
all,
went over like a fart in church.
why did it go on last? My first question.
It was so slow, and you know, I know you're gonna hate this, dude. Bailey was awful.
I don't think Bailey was awful. I think
was slow
Shayna
today.
was awful.
No, I thought Shayna carried it.
I thought Becky Lynch carried the match.
No, she didn't even either. All 3 of those women were not on their A game.
They were not on their A game.
Let me tell you something. Shayna, at very least, you have to admit, held her own with Bailey. And Homegirl was in a War Games match in less than 24 hours. Bailey hasn't had a match in like 3 weeks. She just keeps showing up and gets like ambushed is all. But it's like, dude. So here's what my hot take when I told you, if it's going on the main event, my hot take would have been, okay, you have this match go on. You have Bailey and Becky team up against Shayna, beat the hell out of Shayna, and then while they're going at it, Becky gets the leg up on Bailey. Shayna comes back to do this Karavuda clutch, gets her in the disarmer, and Ronda Rousey's music hits, and she comes out just to be a distraction to Becky Lynch, and then you get Shayna Baszler to choke out Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
And you get 1, 2, 3 because then all you're thinking about is, oh my gosh, is Ronda back? It also brings like NXT is the winner, but it also builds that Shayna, Jessamine Duke, and Mira Shafir, and all like the whole Horsewoman kind of thing, and it fuels Becky because now she's lost to Shayna Baszler. This ending was so bad. We just have Shayna beats Bailey, and which I predicted, man, Bailey's there to take the pinfall.
Yeah,
one of the
clean.
2. And then Becky just puts her through a table, and it's like Becky's music hits, and it's over. But NXT wins.
I guess they wanted to end it with Becky Lynch standing tall.
4-2-1, and
Yeah.
she's standing tall, and they lost. She lost.
Listen, it was the right move to have NXT win the Survivor Series. I just don't understand the women's match final. I don't understand the finish. I don't understand why they're burying Bailey. You could have had a great heel on your hands if you would have actually let her run with it. I think you're kind of just burying it. And she doesn't feel like a real women's champion to me.
No, at this point, all you did is you didn't build Becky any higher. You now took away what credit Shayna had, and you've now buried Bayley, and it makes no sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
So overall, what do you give Survivor Series?
Survivor Series was a B plus until the last match.
So what overall?
B minus.
B
I think
minus?
it dropped it a full letter.
I gave it a C plus. I didn't even think it got half the rating that War Games gave me. War Games got me so excited for Survivor Series, and this was a big fart.
This had the potential to be one of the best Survivor Series in my memory. To be honest,
It really could have, and you really dropped the ball. You didn't have Finn Balor, you didn't have Velveteen, you didn't have all these people. So
like I said, the rest of 90% of the show was a very solid show. The ending the ending should always be, in my opinion, probably the best part of the show.
Yeah.
You want people to stick around. You want people to be excited at the end of your show because that's what we're going to remember.
Yep.
You're always going to remember the ending of a show, and I hope
agree.
I never remember the ending of the show.
It was awful. Well, let us know in the comments what you guys think, and make sure you guys like and subscribe, and we'll be coming back at you with some more videos. I have been Big Joe Yarbrough.
And I am Dylan Pack, and we very much appreciate you guys' support on the DGenerationXL podcast, where we bring you all things wrestling
All around the world.
Thanks, you guys. We'll see you on the next video.